Hello people! I've skipped a couple of last episodes recently, which brings me to a next Russian word I want to teach you. The word that's a universal excuse. The word that is a universal response to any request you get. The word that takes all your troubles away. Here I present you one of my favorite Russian words, lень. This is a noun but can be used as an adverb because it answers to questions how and why. Why didn't you get your stuff done? Лень. Hey, let's go outdoors and do some outdoors activities like healthy people. Не, мне лень. It translates as laziness, but doesn't sound as awkward in Russian. You can add this word in front of the action you are lazy to do. It's 2 p.m. How are you still in bed? Лень вставать. I understand that you can say I'm lazy to do something in English, but here you're saying I'm lazy, so you're acknowledging the guilt. You're saying that it's you who are lazy to do something, whereas лень is a separate object. It's an unforeseen circumstance that's stronger than you. Recently I was driving a van full of people at 7 in the morning in the heaviest rain I've ever seen. I was driving 70 miles per hour on a highway when the rain suddenly started, and I couldn't see anything in front of me. I couldn't see road, I couldn't see cars. The only thing I could see was Jesus, who was stretching his arms towards me and calling me. No, just kidding, I couldn't see shit, partially because of rain, partially because Jesus doesn't exist. Anyways, I'm not as experienced a driver yet, so I said out loud, well, at least we're all gonna die together. And silly Americans on the back thought I was joking. And they laughed, and then I thought to myself, and I won't regret killing them at all. What surprised me was that the whole row of cars stopped in that rain and started flashing the hazard lights, because in Russia, people would literally think they might die if they keep driving on the highway in such a rain, but they would still do it because life in Russia is so tough that it's not a risk, it's a win-win situation. When the rain stopped, I was not relieved. Driving blindfolded was kind of a fun challenge, and now the road trip became kind of boring and I started drifting off to sleep. And that was the time when I realized American roads have this artificially uneven roadsides, so the sleepy drivers would wake up. And it surprised me that Americans artificially make holes in their roads, because Russians are 2 steps ahead of them. They have natural holes in the roads that they just don't fix. And eventually the roads in Russia turned to be an assault course of sorts, which would keep even the dead awake. You know what's weird? Easter. From what I've understood, it's about Easter bunnies hiding colored boiled chicken eggs around, and you have to find them. What happens if you find them all? Does this make Jesus happy? Can you perform a resurrecting ritual to make Jesus rise again and rule them all? Anyways, in Russia we treat Jesus more seriously. Instead of Happy Easter, we say Christ is risen. And the proper response to that is, indeed he has risen. And you can hear that. Russian people say that instead of hello on Easter Day in Russia all the time. And sometimes I wish we would all just hunt for some Easter eggs instead. By the end of the day, I get so tired of lies that I start responding, no, he has not, or there is no God, to that. But apparently Jesus is so cool, he teamed up with Putin, because actually I can get to jail for saying things like that now. And it's weird indeed why Russians are so religious, because in Soviet Union, religion was prohibited and even punished. Communists were supposed to be atheists, and they even destroyed so many churches because of that in Russia. Soviet Union existed for 70 years, and look at us, 20 years later, Russians are all like, Christ is risen, indeed he has risen, and stuff. Why did this only happen to religion? They were also saying that there is no sex in USSR, well, only for producing more communists. But for some reason Russians still did not become sex giants, and they don't run around with condoms, and they keep whatever has risen to themselves. Drive safe, don't mess with Jesus, put thumbs up, subscribe, see you soon.